Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. You join us today in the Republic of Korea or South Korea, depending on kind of your stance and where you live in the world. We're going to be heading on two short hops today in the iniBuilds A300 with the Pratt Whitney powered engines, and we're going to be doing a little hop from Jeju to Yosu. 35-minute flight time each way, actually operated currently in real life by Korean Air on the A220, I believe. But we're recreating a bit of an old school version. We're jumping off in the twin-aisle A300. So we've got some short runways to contend with as well, really, for this kind of aeroplane in Yosu. It's quite a small aircraft, and currently, as it says in the Nightbot, we have no current METAR in Yosu because the airport's closed overnight. So yeah, we've rewound time a little bit just to kind of be able to see and enjoy this part of the world. It's an area we've not really ventured too much around, but it's a spectacularly stunning part of the world for sure. Welcome Dwyle. Who else we've got in the live chat? Badger, good afternoon, mate. MPS Gaming, welcome. Chris Packett, welcome to you as well. Grant, greetings. Zato, welcome. And we've got quite a lot of people flying along by the looks of it today, which is very exciting. This Jeju International Airport scenery, I can't remember who's created it. It's Payware, I believe, but it's not that impressive. It's nice from a distance. As you can see, it's pretty nice, but when you get closer, it's when all of the kind of details really stand out to you as somewhat lacking. So, not really one that I can say blows me away. Certainly in 4K on my system, it's glaringly a little bit whack. Canadian Flight Simmer, good morning, Flight Sim Pilot. Welcome to you as well. Ian, g'day, mate. Over in Western Australia, good evening. And everyone else, wherever you are in the live chat, positioned around the world, welcome to Stand 13. Let's get GSX fired up, and while we do 15 odd minutes worth of boarding, which I should have triggered 5 minutes ago, we'll chat about the flight for days. Good job, they're short journeys today. There's the Pratt Whitney engines in all their glory. New engine option, free in the update from iniBuilds. Very different from the CFM, and each fan blade numbered there appropriately. Zato, no mate, I didn't have a crash to desktop. Don't jinx me though. Didn't have one loading in with the A300 this time. So they're ticking away quite nicely. We've got a fairly busy flight for today actually as well. Tracking the flight on New Sky, as is usually the case. And loads of us flying along today, which is pretty cool. So the ground crew are all going to start swarming around the aeroplane to load everything on. Take a couple of screenshots while we're there. Who's been flying the Pratt Whitney in the live chats, and what are your thoughts so far with that compared to the CFMs? This is my first time flying them, so I'm not really sure what to expect. Here come the punters. I've set up some custom views for today as well. We'll go through some of them during the flight. And while we're in this one, let's have a look at the charts, and we'll go from there. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and yeah, you guys know the drill. Press the like button too if you enjoyed today's live stream. So on the charts for sector 1 of 2, we're at stand 30, and we're going to push start on Romeo, facing northeast, and then we're going to taxi out of the East Apron up to Papa, crossing runway 1331. Over to Papa 1 for a full length departure, unless it's a very thin taxiway, it might be, in which case we'll use Papa 2 and sort of extend up here a little bit before turning a bit sharply to 70 degrees or whatever it is. Well, actually no, it's more like 120 odd degrees, 115 degrees left onto the runway to use as much of this as we can. 3,180 meters though, so nothing to worry about there with runway length. Taking off, we could be vectored. We could vector ourselves all the way around to Akpon, heading north up, sort of right turn, and then right turn again to head east to Akpon. But there are quite a few of us flying today, which is amazing. Really, really cool. So thank you to everyone flying along. So what we'll do is we'll stick to the procedure for this. And that will actually give us a nice little route over Jeju, because I've not experienced this part of the island before. It's just pennies dropped actually. Samscene 3D or Samscene created this payware scenery. That's who's made this one. So we'll kind of venture over Jeju, round this kind of big peak of the mountain, and then routing up to Atimo before heading up to Akpon. There's a constraint there of Paplu at or above flight level 170, but we're going to cruise today, non-standard because of the unique route that we're doing. Very short hop to Yosu, and we're going to be flying at flight level 150. Core 100 Sky, welcome, says looking forward to this. Had to use a bit of Google Translate for that though. Welcome to the channel. And the initial climb, what have we got here? Transition altitude 14,000 feet. No altitude restrictions beyond the ones that are on the charts there anyway, so that's all good. David A, good morning mate, hope you're well. And having a good weekend. Routing wise, it's very short folks. We're going to blast up to flight level 150 by Paplu, and we'll be in the cruise probably up till Akpon, and at that point we're going to be then getting the nose down to get down towards Nisav for 10,000 feet or so, maybe even less than that actually, probably 8,000 feet. Then Juliet Yankee 752 through below 6, and then the initial approach fix that's sooner below 4,000 to then shoot the ILS Zulu runway 35 approach from 4,000 at Suna and straight in. So I'm going with a bit of a coastal approach today from the south because of all the terrain further up in Yeosu, its positioning there. I'm kind of anticipating it to be a bit more southerly, bit of guesswork for the conditions really, because we don't have a METAR at all. So not sure what to expect with it.
That's the one we take off from.
So we'll go with that, and the ILS 1097 inbound course of 346. So we'll jump into the flight deck, keep the charts up. I'm going to tune that in here. .346. Only a few clicks for that, which is quite nice. There's one of the changes for the Pratt Whitneys. There we've got kind of oil pressure and quantity gauges on the center pedestal at the top. Ashley, welcome. How are you doing? And also I've noticed today a new comm stack in this, and you guys can tell me whether or not it's included in the CFM version or not actually, but there's effectively two other MCDUs down at the bottom here, and with full Hoppy ACARS integration, which is really neat. We don't have ATC on at the moment for that to test it. Probably wouldn't need to test it during a flight this short anyway, but that's going to come in really handy for things like cross the pond and all the rest of it. So really nice. And within here, when you click MCDU menu, it then allows me to go into this by clicking TUN for tune. Gives me the comm frequencies, transponder, and then the toggle for digitized version of the transponder switching, which is pretty neat. Zato, nice. So that's the new comm stack, both the CF6 and the Pratt Whitney's. Epic. Yeah, really, really impressed with that. MPS Gaming welcome, says the textures don't look that right. The roof, something must be missing in the installation. It's pretty gopping, isn't it? Look at that. It really stands out. But this is, I only installed it yesterday, or the day before yesterday. No, it was yesterday morning actually when I was setting up the string. Installed it fresh. David, welcome. There's a new tour on New Sky, by the way, that I've set up today. And it's touring the west coast of the US, slash a little bit of Canada. So hopping from San Diego, working up the west coast through Vancouver, then into Alaska, fly Juneau, Anchorage, Fairbanks, and then is it Wiley Rogers, right at the very top end of Alaska. So we've done that today. It's a new tour for you guys flying on New Sky. Quite a lot of people like the tours, so there's a new one there to kick off April. And I've just updated the AIG VMR with 106 different liveries and a load of other new stuff as well, which took a bit of longer than expected this morning. Performance wise,
Osprey 0 Delta is pushback start from
Patricio, good morning. V1 rotating V2, there the speed's 155. What's the V2? 158. So 158, preset 250. And you can see there on the FCP there, or the FCU, you've got 246, 15,000, so runway heading, cruise and 250 knots from the preset, -5 for the DH, and then on the takeoff and approach, we want, what was it, 63, 155. For the approach page, we can configure most of this already before departure because of how short the flight is. So on the charts, we want to have a little look at the MDA, which will be 234. We'll add the 5, there goes our approach speeds, that will sort itself out. And then in the flight plan, we've already installed a departure runway 25 here at Jeju, the ACPO 1 Whiskey departure to Akpon, and then our short route, which is basically Akpon to Nisav and then instantly into the star. So we're going to add the star now as well before departure. So with a bit of guesswork from the weather, ILS Zulu 35 via Suna, Nisa 1 Charlie, insert. Done, that's our route. Looking good. Suna at 4. Nisav at 9.7. I might go for 8,000 there, or even, in fact, if I do 7,000, I know I can achieve below 6 at only a couple of miles later with the charts. So we'll do at 7 there, and with that in mind, we want speed. Night Shadow across the pond, welcome. Yeah, it's only 9 miles away. That'll give me a bit of time to decelerate the aeroplane. Preparation for the approach. Sooner at 4. That's fine. Below 6 for JY752 on the charts. That matches. And then the missed approach holding via Yona. Okie doke. We have tower. Ooh. Amazing. Yunsik, thank you very much for tuning in and giving us some ATC for today. Good evening to you if you are in the Republic of Korea. 11825. So we can go recall on the preset, click it again to snap up across. It's 250 passengers today, so we are pretty full. 1825. Jay, good morning to you as well. How are you? So we've got information alpha 3102. Make a little note of this. It is alpha QNH 1017. So we need a squawk. Wesley, welcome. Zardis says the reason the oil gauges are on the lower half of the engine gauge stack because the addition of the EPA gauge. Yeah, that's it. I was going to talk about the new gauges up here. We've got the EPA gauges, just like the IAE engines on the A320, where you look at the EPA gauge and all that kind of stuff, whereas the CF doesn't have that. It's got N1. And our N1 is the third gauge down on this Pratt Whitney set. So it's going to be very similar to the Phoenix with the IAEs, where we'll look to set EPA values. EPA, yeah, that's our kind of lead gauge, but we're also going to look at N1 and look at the EGT, N2 and all that kind of stuff as well.
Negative ice. I ask your airlock version, airlock cycle number, please.
But basically, it's a fat IAE powered Airbus. Old school. Jin Air, look at that. Good selection of jets today. Korean, Osprey, Jin Air.
Roger, to copy that. I will call back soon and just stand by for present position.
Jeju Tower, good evening. Korean Air 1636, stand 13 Airbus A300 with Alpha QNH 1017, request clearance to Yosu, please.
Korean Air 16006 Heavy, Jeju Tower, good evening. Let us stand by for clearance. Osprey 220 Jeju Tower.
So airport elevation is 100 feet, QNH 1017, we've set that there, and let's get APU master switch on. Give it a few seconds. Start.
Osprey 220 Delta, clear to Yosu Airport. Market question. Airport 1 Echo departure, Airport Yankee 571, then MSFS. Climb and maintain flight level 250.
Oh, missed that.
Departure frequency on 122 decimal is squawk 51, question 5001.
Fire up the APU. I do love what iniBuilds have done with the A300. It's a pretty awesome aeroplane. And it's great to see that they've updated it, fixed a lot of the problems we've had with the bugs, but also then included the new engine option as a free update, which I think is a nice little touch as well.
Osprey 220, ready track, continue taxi to open runway 7, Romeo, Golf 3, Papa.
So we should have pushed back a minute ago. We're a little bit delayed, that's fine. We'll be pushing back imminently. We hope. With that in mind, we're going to prepare for pushback. It's going to remove the gates. Off we go.
Korean 1606 Heavy, ready for cockpit clearance.
They're ready to copy Korean Air 1636 Heavy.
Korean 1606 Heavy, clear to Yosu Airport. F1 1 Echo departure, then filed. Time making flight level 150, departure frequency on 122 decimal 8, squawk 5002.
Cleared Yeosu, Akpon 1 Echo departure, climb flight level 150 and frequency 1228, squawk 5002, Korean Air 1636 Heavy.
Korean Air 1636 Heavy, we think it's clear.
So that changes it a little bit because we've got to change the departure.
Jeju Tower, very good evening. Jin 462 information Alpha on board request.
Because we've got runway 7 is in use. So quick change. So 2 knot.
Clear to Yosu in
Akpo 1 Echo. So no tour of Jeju, unfortunately, but straight out. So we're going to have to change this. SID 07 Expo 1 Echo insert. So a little change there.
Copy, clear to
basically straight out.
For the Akpon 1 Echo departure, then Yankee 571 to MSFS with the squawk
APU's just taking the power.
5003, departures 122 decimal.
External power's off, ready to push. Let's get the bleed on. So now we need 1066.
Okay, 462.
And Tower, hello, Korean Air 5930, A300 at stand 1.
066.
Information Alpha, board looking for IFR clearance to Yosu.
By the way, the Luke Air tool, which we've used a lot of in the past, has got a really good sound pack for Korean Air, the Luke Air tool. So we're using that today. If I remember, we've got everything from boarding announcements through to after landing, but we're just going to do the safety demo at least for this. 5002.
Pop 5930 clear to Yosu.
All off for now. Akpon Nisav flight plan, that's good. In fact, just to check the takeoff and approach. We also need to resync this. 150 and 153.
Level 170. Departure frequency on 122 decimal 8 squawk 5004.
Roger, we are clear to Yosu.
I'll just leave it like that.
Echo
So
departure.
give us a couple of knots
F1
extra.
filed. Climb 170.
That'll do. Cookie Bot,
departure
how you doing, mate?
FN22.6,
Very good, thank you.
Walking 5004. Korean 593.
Let's get pushback, folks.
Korean Air 5930, heavy repeat.
And Korean Air 1636 Heavy, request push start.
Korean Air 1636. Pushback is set up to face southwest. Unit 1017.
Push start approved, face southwest, QNH 1017, Korean Air 1636. Beacon. You know what I really like about GSX is these voices and things that you get now. Crank, then to ignition mode A. So through that little, it's 2 clicks.
Osprey 27 Alpha. This target is being stand by for clearance.
Oh, you know what? Not in an A320 today. Start 2. Oh my goodness.
Alpha clear to Yosu.
That's a good start.
Yeah, F1 1 echo departure, F1 then filed.
Got that right confused. Here we go.
150 departure frequency on 122.8 squawk 5005.
Go to destination by the ACPO 1 Echo departure 0, runway 07, initial flight level to 150 and frequency 122.8 squawk 5.
Very hazy here in Jeju today.
Thank you.
Osprey 22 Alpha, radar is correct, break. Osprey 220 Delta, runway 7, winds 193, clear takeoff.
Clear to takeoff, runway 07, Osprey 20 Delta.
Pretty much, Ashley, yeah.
Jeju Tower, very good evening. Osprey 2472 Heavy with you. Stand 6 with information Alpha on board.
Hopefully this is a long
A300-600,
custom push, because then we can just zip out of here.
Today, please.
Well, actually no, because it's not. That's a stand.
Osprey 2472 Heavy, Jeju Tower, good evening.
Okay, start
now,
1.
Information broadly.
Open.
Correct. And also you're cleared to Yosu Airport via F1 1 Echo departure, then filed. Climb and maintain flight level 190, departure frequency from 122.8, squawk 5006.
Clear to destination via the ACPO 1 Echo departure, then ACPON is filed, and climb to flight level 190,
pressure there, Ronnie.
122.8, and squawking 5006, Osprey 2472 Heavy.
How's the engine noise, by the way, folks? I can turn it up if need be.
Heavy, radar is correct, report ready.
Yeah, that'll do. Very
And Korean 5930 at stand 1, request cushion start.
That's all detoggled.
Runner 5930, squawk 5004.
My apologies, we're 5004 on the box now.
No problem, break.
So, continuous relights. That's all good. Get the galley power back on. Looking down. All the brakes on max for the rejected takeoff. Speed brake armed. Sets THS. The rudders reset and 0.
Facing west, QNH 1017.
And what was our takeoff performance calculation? Let's just have a double check here, make sure we get this set right. 15:15.
Again.
So 2 clicks.
Contrary 2-4 to target, I think I can read it 3 by 3.
That's all good. And flex 63. Elevation, decision heights, FCU set checked. APU bleed off. APU off. Just found a white light there. Always double check.
Scenario H31, just target, I think, clear to Shanghai, Pudong Airport, step 10 feet to departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain flight level 280. departure on 122.85007.
Yeosu, Pudong, Consider Echo, climb to 20, departure frequency 122.8.
Ghost Rider, welcome to DDO Baggy, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing.
There A300.
Quick little rag to just refresh that, that's all good, set, checked. Let's get taxi clearance on EB charts, where are they? And we'll start the safety demonstration as well. Korean Air 1636, request taxi.
Korean Air 1636, heavy, squawk bolt church.
We'll go squawk mode Charlie, 1636 heavy.
Korean Air 1636 heavy, taxi holding part of runway 7 by Romeo Golf 3, Papa and Papa 13.
Taxi hold point 07 by Romeo Golf 3 Papa 13 Korean Air 1636 heavy. Papa 13 Papa Golf 3. Rightio. So on the charts, let's start the safety demo for the crew in the back. Down here through Golf 3.
And Korean 5930, ready for taxi.
Mike Oliver, welcome. And then down to Papa 13, which is full
Korean
down.
Air 530, taxi holding part of runway 7 by Romeo Golf 1, Papa 1.
Roger, taxi to holding point 07 via Romeo, Golf 1, Papa and Papa 1.
Mikael, welcome mate.
Korean 5930.
31 months to
Attention all
frequent flyer.
all aircraft, attention all aircraft on Jeju Tower, expect departure frequency on 128.32. For Incheon Control, I say again, expect departure frequency 128.32.
Roger. No, this is the Luke Air Tool illicit games. Oh. Noisy. Yeah, see, I've got the Samsung Jeju Empress Gaming. So we've got full ATC. How amazing is that?
노트북 컴퓨터 게임기, 비디오 카메라, CD 플레이어 및 MP3 플레이어 등은 비행 중 사용 가능하나 이착륙하는 동안에는 사용하실 수 없습니다.
BA146, love it.
비디오 카메라, CD 플레이어, MP3 플레이어 などは離着陸の際にはご使用になれません.
Now it sounds.
여러분의 안전과 쾌적한 여행을 위해 저희 대한항공은 전 노선에서 급변을 실시하고 있습니다. 특히 화장실에서의 흡연은 법으로 엄격히 금지돼 있으니 협조해 주시기 바랍니다.
I'm trying to work out if this is in Korean. The first bit was definitely Korean, as I think Illicit has said. But as Joe's saying, it sounds like it's switched into Japanese, but it's definitely a Korean Air Luke Air Tool announcement.
좌석 벨트 사인이 있습니다. 좌석 벨트 사인이 켜지면 벨트를 매주시고 그동안 화장실 사용은 삼가시기 바랍니다. 좌석에 계실 때나 주무시는 동안에도 항상 좌석 벨트를 매주시기 바랍니다.
What a chuffing heck is Golf 3.
끼워 몸에 맞도록 조여주시고
Is this one?
볼 때는 어깨를 들어올리면
Yeah.
됩니다. 벨트 착용의 사인이つきましたら
You know what? It's actually probably taken from one of the shuttle services from Seoul to Tokyo and back. So they're probably doing that to accommodate for the Japanese audience as well, perhaps. Brazil, welcome. Nav, Prof.
이 비행기의 비상구는 앞과 뒤 그리고 중간 부분에 양쪽으로 위치하고 있습니다. 비상구마다 비상구 안내 사인이 있으며
What's the new toga screw?
여러분이 계신 곳에서 가장 가까운 비상구 위치를
Oh, that tiny little thing there.
또한
Well, that's in a terrible place.
비상구까지
So I've always used to just pressing this button here, that's toga. But actually, I suppose now they've got ACARS, they can't have that as a toga button anymore, because that is the ACARS button, isn't it?
口は前方、中央、後方の両側にあります。皆様のお座席から一番近い非常口の位置をお確かめください。 객실 기압의 이상이 있을 경우 산소 마스크는 선반에서 저절로 내려옵니다. 마스크가 보이면 앞으로 잡아당겨 코와 입에 대시고 끈으로 머리에 맞게 고정해 주십시오.
You know what I really dislike is this view here, because you want to have a little bit more vision out, don't you? It should be a bit more like this, but for some reason they've gone for like your head's down all the time. I don't want to fly like this. It's a horrible default view. That's a bit better. I wish they'd sort that out, but they would just say, oh well, people that test it say it's realistic.
구명복은 비행기가 바다에 내렸을 경우 사용하실 수 있도록 좌석 또는 팔걸이의 안에 두고 있습니다. 救命胴衣はお座席の下にございます。着用するときは頭からかぶり両腕を通します。 착용하실 때는 머리 위에서부터 입으시고 양팔을 기운 다음 끈을 몸에 맞도록 조여주십시오. 앞에 있는 붉은색
Debogu says this is one of the busiest airports in the world. Wow, Jeju. Didn't know that.
비상구 앞에서 탈출 직전에 확인해 주십시오. 前の紐を左右に引いて体に合うように調節します。
facing to the southwest for Osprey 2472 QNH1017.
膨らみが足りないときは管に息を吹き込みます。
Jeju Tower, Chinook 462, Gate 2, ready for push.
膨らませてください。
There 462, run standby.
ビ행기가 바다에 내리면
That's the fast station.
472 heading, please confirm, are you able to make
여러분께서
short
사용하실
pushback?
비상구의 위치는 승무원의 지시에 따라주시기 바랍니다.
Tower, Osprey 2472, I can give it a shot. I've got GSX, so I can see if I can just stop the pushback on the way back.
乗務員の指示に従って
Jin
くだ
Air
さい。
462.
비상구 좌석에 앉으신
Hoping this is the end of the safety demo.
비상시 저희 승무원과 함께 다른 승객들의 탈출을 도와주셔야 합니다.
462,
여러분의
roger.
적극적
Pinky sim, no, unfortunately not.
異常口の前のお客
Osprey
様には
93 to
異常
expecting
時の
Charlie,
乗務員
requesting
の
access
お手伝いをお
destination
願い
stand
しており
18
ます。
stand
詳しくはお手元の安全のしおりをご覧
God, how long
く
is
だ
this
さい。
safety demo?
Osprey Niner
이륙 준비를
32.
위해 좌석
I
등받이를
think my level
세워주시고
200 is fine.
테이블이
This is
제자리에
Yosu,
있는지
Alpha
좌석 벨트를 매셨는지
50.
다시 한번 확인해 주십시오.
150 is okay, thank you.
Should be 150 for the cruise for this, folks. Pop out to automatic. Bloody click spots.
Osprey Niner 32, airport corporation, clear to Yosu Airport.
보다 자세한 내용은 앞좌석 등받이 속에 안내문을 참고하시기
Right, turn off, turn lights on.
なお詳しいことは前のポケットの安全のしおりをご覧ください。 저희 대한항공과 함께
Good,
즐겁고
Valley,
편안한 여행
Aquaman
되시기
November
바랍니다.
departure, climb
감사합니다.
flight 150, departure frequency on 128.132 and squawk 5010, Osprey 932.
Osprey Niner 32, Aquan 1 Echo departure and the departure frequency 128.32.
Cool, that's the safety demo done. So that'll be cabin secure. Shortly.
Aquaman Echo departure, sorry, and 12832.
Echo, yeah.
Osprey Niner 32, reading is correct.
So almost at the hold. Geez, someone right at me, chuff.
Korean Air 1636 Heavy, runway 7, line up and wait.
Runway 07 to line up and wait, Korean Air 1636 Heavy. Bing, bing, bing. Lights, signs. Ignition. Everything's set. Takeoff's briefed. Get my charts ready. This is going to be super, super short, these sectors.
Respect 2472, I've pushed back as short as I can. Hope that helps.
Osprey 2472 heading, rapid vessel crossing.
So the line up and wait means that we can turn the strobes on and everything. Cross the guard lights here.
462 pushback and engine setup crew to base west. Connect 1017 and please caution on your
Quick check of the final.
on your right side on the taxiway Romeo.
But we're not cleared to take off yet. There's the windsock, middle of the first officer's screen, showing a complete crosswind actually. Maybe 1 knot tailwind as well. So it'll be a little bit of yoke into wind.
Osprey 932 pushback and setup crew to base east. Connect 1017.
Connect 1017, push start through face east, the Osprey 932.
Gently on the brakes.
Ryanair 1636 heavy, runway 7, wind 1903, clear takeoff.
07 clear for takeoff, Ryanair 1636 heavy. So after departure, this is going to be change frequency on our own accord, I think. At least as I understand it. Just going to quickly do a little bit of magic with the drone cam. Can't be here too long though, so sticking to winds. Set kind of about 40%-ish M1, it's going to be about 1.1 EPA. Or EPA. Brakes off. Toga.
Korea 5930 is ready.
Ryanair 5930 heavy for departing traffic, runway 7, line up and wait behind.
No, but
80
behind
knots.
the company, departing company from Korea 5930.
Power set. Sounds definitely different, really nice. Tiny little bit of rudder, V1, rotate, V2. Continuing the rotation gently, positive rate, gear up.
Ryanair 138.32.
Engine control 12832, Ryanair 1636. Thanks, have a good night. Let's flick the switch, change the frequency. Off nav. Engine control good, even in Korean Air 1636, heavy through 2,000 feet, Akapon 1 Echo. Oh, that's on climb, that's all good. One to 128.325.
Taxi runway, it's a holding point for runway 07 by Romeo, Golf 2, Papa and...
We're very like Mike, yeah. Barely any fuel on this today. We'll have to set 9 for now.
Control control airframe 701 Evo passing 1642 Takeoff departure. Airframe 701 check control radar contact climb flight level 220 cancel level dispatch. Climb to flight level 220 cancel level.
Just wait for a gap.
701. Korean 180 direct force of descent 5000 clear guidance 1833 left of 4047.
Direct force of descent to 3000. cleared, R300,
Crosswalk, mate.
cleared 180.
180, descend 5,000.
35,000, report when established, cleared 180.
Engine control, good evening. Korean Air 1636, approaching 9000, Akpom 1 Echo.
Korean Air 1636, incheck control radar contact, ground floor level 150.
Climb flight level 150, Korean Air 1636 Heavy.
Bravo Victor X-ray 220 Delta, turn right heading 350.
350, Australian, total 0%.
That's an Osprey, love it. So, let's get the belts off early. Luna, welcome aboard. 250 DH, get rid of that. So already now we're going to be thinking about approach, which is crazy.
Control, hello, good evening. Korean 5930 airborne 4000 for 170.
비행기가 갑자기 흔들리는 경우가 있습니다. 안전한 비행을 위해
Flaps are up 0, slat 0, speed brake disarmed.
그리고 선반을 여실 때는 안에 있는 물건을
All standard.
떨어지지 않도록 조심해 주십시오.
We're going to climb through 14.
대한항공의 스카이패스 회원 여러분께서는 여행하신 누적거리에 따라 다양한 혜택을 받으실 수 있음을 알려드립니다. 스카이패스 회원이 되기를 원하시는 분께서는 저희 승무원에게 말씀해 주시기 바랍니다.
Let's go back to Prof. Thanks, Ashley. Good spot. Just lower the nose now. Accelerate yourselves up to more suitable speeds. Although the slower speed allows us to actually climb quicker, which is really helpful.
Control, hello, Korean 5930.
Oh, almost. Cruise already. Ian, good afternoon, mate. Oh my goodness, the noise. Direct Akpon, Korean Air 1636.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. In case of any unexpected turbulence, we strongly recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Please use caution when opening the overhead bin as the contents may fall out. Also, we would like to extend a special welcome to our SkyPass members. SkyPass is Korean Air's frequent flyer program, which offers a wide range of benefits.
Feel
If
like
you wish to join, please ask our cabin
external
crew.
engines need to be kind of
For more
muted a bit,
information about
but more on a
SkyPass
neutral
membership,
point. En route map, by the
please
way,
refer to the Morning Calm magazine in your seat pocket.
that's on here. Doesn't seem to work for me though. Doesn't seem to do anything. Except for standard. That loads a map. But the others don't. Would I use it? Probably not. Passengers, yeah. Look at that, Jeju in the background. So that's us levelling off. That's super loud. He's clearing you direct to sooner, the initial approach fix. He's clearing you there sooner. It's in the flight plan.
Victor X-ray 220 Delta, why did not descend? I instructed you descend to 5,000. Descend now.
5,000, Australian, total 0%.
Control, good day, Osprey 29, so we're passing 6,800.
The camera, just parallel 42 Flow Pro.
Victor X-ray 27 Alpha, class level 150.
So cruise is the automatic mode. Initial, what we want now is transition level, flight level 140 into Yosu. Approach airport elevation is 50 feet, one click down. That's all good. We've set MDA in the box. 1097, 346. We want auto brake medium for the arrival.
Korean 180, establish ILS 33 left approach.
Overhead panel looks good. For the approach.
Clear 33 left, Korean 180.
And the approach is briefed. So, missed approach then, folks. So we're going to join Nisav, Juliet Yankee 752, and then sooner down to 4000 onto the ILS Zulu runway 35, which is going to be a straight-in approach for the ILS. Inbound course of 346 degrees on a frequency of 109.7. If we go missed, we climb to 5000 on track 346 to 505 with a left turn on track 291 to Yona and hold. Yona as published at 5000 mandatory.
Before when you ready to direct to Suna, Sierra Oscar November Alpha. Suna is initial approach for ILS Zulu on a 35 approach.
What we've then got, as Ashley's saying, I have calculated it already in here, is this. But we don't have a METAR, which makes it difficult. So we're trying to calculate. We're trying to calculate all of the performance data, but we're guesstimating the weather a little bit, and our weights and things. So auto brake medium, config 3040, conditions are dry, and it's given us a factored landing distance of 1,812 meters on a runway which is 2,100 meters long. So we're going to use the whole thing. Descend to 9,000 by Nisav, Korean 1636.
1636 Yosu train 1017, expect Nisav 1 Charlie arrival for ILS Zulu on a 25 approach.
Roger, QNH 1017, expect Nisav 1 Charlie arrival, wireless Zulu 35, Korean Air 1636. So, top of descent, I'm going to just use kind of a vertical speed mode here. And already, because we're going through transition, we come out of the standards 1017, so we're going to increase our altitude a tiny bit here. 3005 is the alternate.
Bravo Victor X-ray 220 Delta, turn right heading 330, descend to 4000, cleared ILS on a 35 approach.
I'm going to allow our speed to come down to about 280 knots here.
320, clear ILS runway 35, Zulu,
No, I didn't sync it on the ground, I manually typed it in, Ashley. But wait.
In Korean 593.
Yeah, it's full on, Mike, isn't it? This is like the Heathrow Manchester shuttle, but for the Republic of Korea. Night Shadow Sub, I'm looking at the little banana there, telling me where we're going to level off at 9,000.
9,000 by...
So I'm just tweaking it, but you think about decelerating, and actually at 13,000 feet I'm going to start decelerating now. I'll set 245 just to let the jet slow itself down a little bit. We're just gently decelerating, but nearer to 10 I'm going to have to use a bit of speed brake. And all the while listen out for ATC. So that's all good. We briefed 50 decision altitudes, they're in the box, I'm not going to bother setting it up here. Or should I? Probably should, which would be 203. .205. Aircraft settled at 285 knots ish there.
Descend now, descend flight level 16 by the approach in 513.
Yeah, 513 system expect to total to Papa arrival for ILS Zulu on a 7 approach.
Expect to total to Papa arrival for ILS
Not long to go.
7 approaching at 513.
before touchdown.
손님 여러분, 우리 비행기는 곧 착륙하겠습니다. 좌석 등받이와 발받침대, 테이블을 제자리로 해주시고 좌석 벨트를 매주십시오. 그리고 착륙 중 창문 덮개는 열어두시기 바라며 지금부터는 전자기기를 사용하실 수 없으니 전원을 꺼주시기 바랍니다.
Yeah, bus message Korean Air 1636.
皆様、この飛行機はまもなく着陸いたします。お座席のテーブルを元の位置にお戻しになり、シートベルトをしっかりと締めくださいませ。
NISAV continue the descent 4000, NISAV 1 Charlie, and cleared ILS Zulu report established Korean Air 1636.
電源をお切りくださいますようお願いいたします。Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing shortly. In preparation for landing, please fasten your seatbelt, return your seat, and tray table to the upright position.
Jeez, this is this is compressed.
Please discontinue the
I feel like I'm under a bit of pressure here.
until the aircraft has been parked at the gate. Thank you.
AC1 for your request, contact for departure 119.75. So 912 contact for departure 119.75.
Stepped over then, whoever he was talking to.
Korean 180, welcome to Incheon for taxi instruction, contact for.
So 9000 at NISAV, we're going to hold 9, and then we're going to Just going to change that.
5930, reduce speed 220 less.
220 knots are net.
245, speed brake is away.
5930, after NISAV, descend beyond.
Full flap, short runway, medium order brake.
After NISAV, descend by the NISAV 1 Charlie arrival, the 2
Hot hold set, let's get 4 on the box. And 346 roughly. So just get that prepped. How long we got? NISAV 917. 26 miles to get from 9,000 to 4,000. That's more than achievable. So this is the next bit from Suna, ILS Zulu. We're already cleared for the approach, so we can establish and hit that ILS button. After landing, it's going to be a backtrack, so if you're flying close up behind me, up me chuff, then you might have to slow down.
Control, very good evening, Osprey
I'm going to try and brake to vacate it out for a bit more.
Level 130 for 190 outbound to Akpon.
Bravo Victor X-ray 2472, Incheon control radar contact. Climb to flight level 15.
Let's bring the range ring in. We've got ILS modes active.
150 for final, Osprey 2472 heavy.
1097346.
Bravo Victor X-ray 27 Alpha, descend to 9000 by NISAV.
Descend to 9000 by NISAV, Osprey 6 Alpha.
Bravo Victor X-ray 27 Alpha, Yosu QNH 1017 to Pascal.
QNH 1017 connect, West Coast Osprey 6 Alpha.
Kitchen Control, very good evening. Junior 462 out of 6,000 for flight level 170.
Junior 462, very good evening. Incheon control, weather contact, climb flight level 13,000 for final.
13,000 for final, Junior 462.
You know what, let's use this.
Bravo Victor X-ray 27 Alpha, descend to 9000 by NISAV. Descend now.
Descend now 9000 by NISAV, Osprey 6 Alpha.
Senior 513, descend via total to Papa arrival, descend to 12,000, cancel early instruction.
Decisions. Look at that. It is, Mike. It's right there. Medium. Auto, cruise in the box.
Yeah, so 912
The airport's up there somewhere.
for follow PLS, contact for departure, 119.75.
Just going to recycle the ILS in a moment to make sure we get it in the box. Okay, lights, signs, pressure panel. Let's get the ignition mode to continuous. Save me a job in a minute because I will forget. That's all good. Zato, Yeah, we are going to be using most of the runway. What aircraft are you in, out of curiosity? Speed extension wise, through 250 knots we are. Let's go slat 15. That's going to then get the drag out, increase lift but also drag because of the slap extension.
Korea 19, correction, Korea 5930, descend via Nissan Charlie arrival to 4000, reduce to 19.
Now be cabin crew seats for landing already.
190
The real call.
4000 by the Nissan 1 Charlie arrival to 4000, Korean 5930.
Just need to do a bit of work here to get properly on target. Passing JY 552, supposed to be below 6. So let's be proactive here.
Reduce speed 230 less.
Let's stick to 220.
Osprey 20 Delta, okay, runway 35, requested exit.
It's a bit better on track, steep descent.
Yeah, Alpha Papa stand 1, Osprey 20 Delta.
Still got a little way to go. 14. Let's clear that. GA mode's active.
Nissan 1 Charlie arrival, capital restriction,
And we're probably now smooth it to 800 foot per minute. Speed brakes retracted. Now armed. Speed 220, so still above. There we go. Now we're in the right speed zone for flap 15.
And cleared ILS runway 25 on Korean 5930.
Victory 27, pressure 2472, descend to 9005 east south. Yosu Kenichi 1017.
Descend to 9000 by NISAV. Could you just repeat the QNH for Osprey 2% heavy, please?
Kenichi 1017.
1017, Osprey 2%
Oh, look at that. Very nice. Oh. Nice little part of the world we've never explored. Speed still coming off nicely, levelling at 4, 180. Still not getting any glide slope indications, so I'm hoping Fly2 have actually installed the ILS, otherwise this is going to be very awkward. We'll have to manually fly the thing.
Alchemia 701, descend to 9000 by Kedah.
As soon as about 12 mile final, so that's okay. We'll hold 180, 4000. Another phase of flaps, just to drop the nose a bit, because we're at 4 degrees.
Premier 701, expect to Tedan 3 Charlie arrival for Riders Chulu, donate 35 approach.
Expected Tedan 3 Charlie arrival, IS Chulu 35 approach here, Premier 701.
There we go, in range.
Premier 513, descend to 9000, cancel level restriction.
Descend to 9000, cancel level restriction, Geneva 513.
What's our speed limit here? 205. Let's try and help them out a bit.
Bravo Victor, X-ray 27 Alpha, reduce speed 180 less, descend to 4000.
180 less, descend to 4000, Osprey 59.
That's a cracking view.
Bravo Victor, X-ray 2472, reduce speed 220 less.
So actually looking at this, so Yosu is just there in a little patch where in the centre of the nose, the bottom of that hill, so we can probably expect if the wind's whipping up, a little bit of turbulence like we're getting now. Certainly on final approach we might get a bit of wind shear as well.
QNH 1017, Geneva 462.
J-foot, yeah, still Korean ops, we're flying back to Jeju. So, heading mode, 340. Autopilot's working hard here. It's RBL, so locks armed, star, it's captured. There's a little bit of a weird behaviour there.
From Victor X-ray 27 Alpha, cleared IDF Jeju running 35 approach, reduce speed 160 left.
Go left, 35 approach,
Land.
160 left, 1
Bravo Victor X-ray 2472 after Lisa, descend via Lisa 1 Charlie arrival to 6000, cancel level restriction.
After Nissav, descend by the Nissav 1 Charlie arrival and no restrictions for Osprey.
We'll try and keep the speed up a little bit. We've got slats, flaps extended, so we've got enough drag to slow us down the latter part of the approach, just to help the people out behind us. Nose is down. Green Air 1636 Heavy's established, ILS Zulu 235.
Green Air 1636, wind calm, 135, clear range.
Roger, 35 clear land, Green Air 1636. A little bit of a compressed final this, folks, so it's going to be.
Delphine 701.
This is really nice, but yeah, especially saying in the live chat, we actually kind of need some really nice Korean photogrammetry, don't we? Because this part of the world would be absolutely exquisite if we had that. Okay, let's drop it down. 160. 136 is the final.
Bravo Victor X-ray 2472 descend to 5000 and reduce speed 200 left.
5000 and 200 left.
So starting to really slow the aeroplane down now. Gears down, very draggy. It's going to help massively. 6 miles almost. Keeping an eye on the speed. Through 175 we're going to go flap 40, which is now. Just going to get it to 170 though because of the turbulence, a little bit of wind over the hills. Full flap.
Look
Look at this. This is great. They've done something to the strobe effects which are a bit weird because they're kind of bouncing over the wrong side of the wing fence there. It's a little bit confusing.
For runway Zulu, approach runway 34, Osprey 2472.
Senior 462 descend to 9005 eastbound. Eastbound to Eastbound Charlie arrival, right at Jeju, running 35 approach.
Okay, descend to 9000 level by Nissav 1 Charlie 35 arrival for Jeju 462.
Senior 513 descend to 4000, check Yumi, clear right at Jeju, running 7.
Coming
up to 1,000 feet. And we'll manually fly the last little bit. So I'll get the control visualizer on, bottom left for you folks. Make sure I've got the EPA valves, the EPA value set just nicely for us. Autopilot off.
Just say again,
so this new scenery is from Fly2. Done quite a few of the sceneries from that developer before in the past. So now stacking people behind it sooner.
Okay, we'll hold at centre for Jeju 462.
What an approach this is. This is so scenic. Just kept the speed a few knots higher than the approach speed, just because of bumpiness over the hills there. And then, because it's a short runway, I'm going to drop below the glide slope a little bit. Oh, that's bold. Looking ahead. Uphill runway. Okay, decel reverse. $80, $60, my brakes, 40 knots, get the reverses off. Wow, look at this. What an airport this is. Is that a, oh my god, that's like a dam or something. Okay, Alpha and taxi gate 4 of our Alpha, Korean Air 1636, thanks.
Roger, we'll expect J3, 5930.
This is a stunning little airport. So 309, so that's what we want. This is the first sector H Dino. Bang on the touchdown zone, look at that. Maybe slightly offset to the centre line, but that's fine, I can live with that. Okay, let's sort that out. Keep that on, that's all good, that's set.
Ready to copy, Chine 462.
Stand 4. Korean Airlines. Little stutter from the old GSX.
Hold it soon, inbound
And the
call
after landing
346, left hand
안내
right, 1
말씀드리겠습니다.
minute,
손님 여러분의
and
안전을
hold
위해
7000,
비행기가 완전히
Chine
멈춘 후
462.
좌석 벨트 표시등이 꺼질 때까지 자리에 앉아 기다려 주시기 바랍니다. 선반을 여실 때는 안에 있는 물건이 떨어질 수 있으니 조심해 주시고 잊으신 물건이 없는지 내리시기 전에 다시 한번
Strobes, good spot, Ashley, thanks.
ご案内いたします。飛行機が完成に停止し、ベルト着用のサインが消えますの
It
で、
can be a
しばら
terrestrial
くお座り
carrier
にてお待ちください
maintain
ませ。
9000.
また、上の棚をお開けになる際には、荷物が滑れていることがございます。どうぞご注意くださいませ。なお、お降りの際はお忘れ物をございませんよう、今一度お確かめくださいませ。Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain seated until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Also, please be careful when opening the overhead bins as the contents may fall out. Please remember to take all of your belongings with you when you leave the airplane. Thank you. Cabin crew, safety check.
Gonna be a bit firm on the old brakes here. A bit too firm on the old brakes. We'll just burn a bit of fuel while we watch this landing. Steve, yeah, it will be, won't it? It's a big old ski jump. So you have to change the flare because it catches you out. That looked pretty firm. Little boost. Power. Back brakes sets. What have we got? So that's all good. Ooh, let's get the transponder on standby. Good.
K1 prospective positive.
Forgot to bleed the APU. They flick off, beacon off. That's all fine. Alrighty, so disembark.
Korean 5930, vacate the runway 35.
GSX. Deboarding.
Exit the gate, 5930, thank you.
Let's get that set back to nav. That's all good. Master caution for the doors. Oh, nice. Look at that. So because this is a new scenery, we don't have any custom GSX profiles available for it, but welcome to Yosu. A little bit of an interior. Fly2 high makes some nice, good value sceneries. Not kind of super high quality, but actually I think this is very good for what you get with Fly2 anyway. They're usually a very good developer. Let's have a quick check of new sky. Close the flight real quick, see what score we got. Little profit, 9.72 for firm touchspan, but we needed that. No beacon light for 88 seconds. That's very weird, because we definitely had it set before we pushed back. 100%.
Hold over Suna, inbound course 346, left turn, 1 meter leg, maintain 7000, premium 701.
We've got Jeju Air and Jin Air there. That's a very washed out resolution.
701.
Bear in mind they've done this quite nice. They should do the sign just as well. Let's have a quick look at the nighttime textures. 1710. Oh! Look at that! In fact, look at the backdrop as well. That's really spectacular. That is a little screenshot in itself. Grab that. This is it's almost kind of like a skiathos of South Korea, isn't it? Really, with this wonderful kind of backdrop.
Continue approach for runway 35. That'd be a good idea. Hashtag 2472 heavy. Cheers.
I'm just going to play with the light and the time of day a little bit there. So there's not really much else to see beyond some roads that he's put in there. I'd like to think that's an error, because that's quite glaring. It's staring right out to me there. So I'd like to see him update that and fix that, because over there it works. He's put a road in there. One of those things he's probably put in last minute and overlooked. And the little dam over there, that'd be great for a bit of a spotting, kind of similar to that little dam and walkway at Corfu, where you can kind of stand and watch them fly overhead. But that's it. It's a tiny little airport, really. There's not much else to see. There's the VOR, and we got the tower. Oh. Almost missed him. Oh, look at that. Absolute greaser. Awesome touchdown. Really nicely done. It looks like we might have... Oh, we do. Nice little tower interior with a satellite image of the airport as well. Look at that for a view. An office view.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Turnoff. He'll backtrack immediately. I'll speak to him now.
And the inside there, the lower sort of tier, that's got an interior, but if you go too far in there, it kind of snaps you back out again, but that's fine. Yeah, there's not really much else to say, is there, really, with the scenery, but all round very nice. And that's it. So now we're going to configure for the next sector, which is another super short hop back on ourselves. Disembarking with Wondered what they were there. They've got people just stood there. That's pretty neat. Let's have a little look, see who we've got on Volanta flying in, just so you get an idea of Jeju 462. 27 Alpha. In fact, while we sort this out, we've got some more on final. Let's get ready. We'll position ourselves here. You can actually see how the airport runway bows uphill, can't you, here? You can see the gradient. Very weird. Hey, Sammy. So while you guys enjoy that, we'll watch the touchdowns. Just going to start to prepare the next sector, which the route, for those of you flying along, is inside the Discord server and the live streams thread.
Okay, we'll cancel the hold, cleared ILS-35 Zulu for Jeju 462.
$13.30, more like $13.45, maybe $13.50, 40 minutes duration. Let's get this planned. Nice to have the calm winds here as well. The link to this, by the way, if you do want to purchase this scenery, is in the live stream description. It's an Orbex link with like a British AvGeek thing. Basically now they track where the orders for various people come from when they're showcased on streams. Bit of an idea of who's converting the most people and all that sort of thing, I think.
Gate 3 for Jeju 462, appreciate it.
Nice touchdown in the Retrojet. By the way, TAPC has just updated all of the A300 liveries to include the Pratt Whitneys, so you can now download all of those. That's the one Zato did, the Osprey World Cargo 306. Nice with those metal engines. Nicely done. So I think we could probably expect runway 07 again now for the arrival back into Jeju, which will change things a little bit. It will mean that the UpGos arrival that we're going to be doing will be slightly different. And actually, when you look at the real world routes that are done on the A220s, they fly from Gospo, they get like a direct to UpGos, and then from there they go straight into the arrival. So you'll probably expect the UpGos 1 Kappa. And as quick as we reach our cruiser flight level 160 for this next sector, we're going to be getting the nose back down again for the descent. So 40-minute block time, departing 35, arriving on, we're predicting runway 07 because of how it was on the way out. For our departure on 07, so Gosbo 5 November to Gosbo, but we're expecting a direct to UpGos shortly after takeoff, and then the UpGo 1 Papa departure arrival into Jeju.
And Jeju 462 established 10 miles 35.
Next one coming in.
Continue approach, Jeju 462.
Searching your A300 my copy.
Hello back, Gav, welcome, hope you're well. What's the landing add-on name, Bilal was asking there. So this is GSX Flow Pro for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the landing widget is a free widget from flightsim.co for it, but you need Flow Pro in order for that to work. You can't use the free version because, well, I assume the way that Parallel 42 have coded it to make you buy the payware version, I guess. So 244 passengers out of a potential 294, and 25 units of cargo for this second sector. So we're going to go menu, ACARS, request sim brief. Oops. Turn our attention here for a second. Oh, I'm surprised he still just stood there, that guy. Import from sim brief, so we're going to flick it over, get the new routes. And on the weight balance, update sim brief. Apply load, a little lighter than last time. Probably a toga departure with a few stages of flaps as well. The old rocket ship. We expect runway 35. Takeoff run availables 2,103, but I'm going to drop that to 2050. 346 dry, calm-ish.
Flight 35, Gmail 462.
And that reckons that that's okay. No. GSX. Request boarding. Route uplink. Cost index of 50. Cruise flight level 160. And we are now Cal 1635. Which I need to pre-file on VATSIM as well. So a quick disconnect and reconnect should sort us out there with that. Ah, there he is. Last one in. So while we watch him, just going to start refreshing a few things. You know what, I've not even added any screenshots of him today so far. That's how busy this has been. So Volantis remembered actually, and it's prompting me to upload all the ones from the first sector to the second flight. So let's add those in. 12, nice. Average flight time for this second sector, 35 minutes. So again, very short indeed. Keep smashing the like button, folks. Zato's got hot brakes. Yeah, so Etops was saying there's so many Jeju sceneries. Nicely done. Nicely dealt with, that runway. I'm going to go back towards the threshold and just show you guys the actual gradient here. Etops saying loads of Jeju sceneries. You've got Fly2, Dominic Design Team and Samsung 3D. And it was very difficult to work out which ones... Look at that, is actually going to disappear over the hill if I time this right and get to the touchdown zone. Look at that.
Taxi to
There's the touchdown zone.
Thanks for the service. Gmail 462.
We can barely see him. That's crazy. So that rises quite a lot. And at the midpoint, goes sharply downhill again, which is actually quite horrifying. Yeah, we're going to have to be very careful of that. Very careful of that. Yeah, one of the unique factors to this is that kind of approach requiring some extra consideration and careful planning. Accurate performance calculations and all the rest of it. Who's that in that absolute gopping flight sim? That's not even a livery I've got in a model matching, so I don't know why that's there. Oh dear. Right, up they go. So, new skies were... Oh, I know why. Let's see if I can disconnect that. Yeah, that'll be it. They're flying on new sky. New sky's forced it in. So, unload, import flight from Simbury, Yosu to Jeju. Up they go. triple steps. Tom, it's a bit of a kind of a mixture really. A lot of airport sceneries I get sent to me for the purpose of kind of A, reviewing and having a little look at, B, sharing them with all of you guys, which in turn helps you decide whether you want to purchase them or not. Sometimes I buy them, like I did the other day. I bought a couple of sceneries for a stream. So it very much depends on what's happening and relationships with developers, how easy they are to contact and all that sort of thing. Block, zero fuel weight CG. It's going to be in here. 28. Lovely job. So on the flight plan page, I might get that clearance now actually. Inshin Control says, good job everybody, thanks a lot for following the instructions. Inshin Control, hello again, Korean Air 1635 Heavy, stand 4 at Yosu, QNH 1017, request clearance to Jeju. Oh, he's gone all fuzzy. A300 ready to copy, Korean Air 1635. Cleared to Jeju, runway 35, Gosbo 5, November departure, climb flight level 160, squawk 5002, Korean Air 1635 Heavy. Awesome. So that's what we kind of planned. So in the SID, I'll share the charts as well, do a bit of a mixed screen. Yeah, big thank you to the controllers, as Ian's saying there. Certainly with the heavier aeroplanes as well, we're kind of throwing faster, heavier aircraft, giving them a lot more to kind of what we got. So runway 35, Gosbo 5, November. Insert. So what it's going to make us do is this. Takeoff runway heading and 2 DME from Yosu VOR 1157. We'll be turning right 235 degrees to intercept the outbound radial of 174 from Yosu, all the way back round again, 29.3 miles out then to Gosbo 8000, but we would expect in real life around here the real aircraft get vectored to their star. So round about that point we might get a direct to the next waypoint. Ian says at least it's a constant gradient at this airport, unlike at Birmingham Airport where it looks like it's been laid by a man in a flatbed transit with an Irish accent. It probably had been. Fly High, welcome. There we go, the scenery developers in the house, folks. Say hello. We were just discussing actually. I haven't got your Jeju scenery, Fly High. So I've got Samsung 3Ds, but I think the quality is vastly different. I think yours is a lot better. So I should have really purchased and downloaded that for today, but I had the I bought the Samsung one for today because it was £8. It was cheaper. But I thought Samsung usually makes a very good scenery, so I thought it'd be okay. But there's some huge differences between this one and the one MPS Gaming has got. So MPS in the live chat, one of our channel members has purchased the Fly High Jeju scenery, and it's clearly, by the look of the screenshots he sent me on on Discord a lot better. From Upgos, still on the charts here. We can expect Upgos 1 Papa, RKPC. Good morning, living on a player. And Shopfinek, what is it going to be? ILS Zulu. Via Yumin, what do we got? So Upgos all the way around on this arc. Pimic, Yumin. Yeah, that'll do. Upgo 1 Papa. So that's what we're going to expect, but we might get vectors, who knows. Depends if we have ATC online for this next sector or not. So that's the flight plan done. It's basically the SID goes straight into the star. On mode and descent forecast, we can have a little look at putting in a little bit of weather data perhaps to help the aircraft out, but to be honest, again, we don't really need to for a flight this short. We put a little bit of this in here. So flight level 150, 236 at 18, and it's 10,000 feet because it will be below the transition altitude. 149 at 2. Giving us weather at Jeju, RKPC 020 at 2. Ian, yeah, me too. I thought, yeah, really nice as you're saying there. The aircraft flew beautifully. The new engine sounds are brilliant. Yeah, the A300 is great anyway, isn't it? It's an absolute blast. Back to the charts. We think about frequencies for ILS, so we want 1099 next. Ready for the approach, and 066. Because again, as soon as we take off, we're going to be then thinking about getting to cruise and then getting the nose back down for the arrival. So that's all of our considerations for today. Hardak Patil, welcome aboard. We'll set 8,000 as the restraint, or constraint rather, at Gosbo. And we want our speeds, so we'll go to takeoff. It's a short takeoff run, but I'm not convinced that's enough, so we're going to go 1520. I'm going to bring that down, because it doesn't give you any indication about takeoff lengths or anything, which makes me very wary. So we'll just see how that goes. 134, 136, 136. And are there any max speeds in the turn? No. There we go. Departure turns are limited to max 220 until 2 Dimir Yosu. So 136, preset 210. I'll go for 210, just to give myself a little buffer. DH change to -5.
안녕하세요. Departure TS 460 airborne passing 1.5 on turn to level 15 Serbia upon 1 dispatch.
What else have we got? So, init A, init B, flight plans set and checked, takeoff speeds are all good. We'll do wind correction +5 for the approach, and actually for the approach we need to think about that again. So 387 for MDA. So we set that, 3040 landing config. So, briefing wise, push start, base south, taxi down Papa, and then line up via Charlie, runway 35, elevation 31 feet there. On the other side 28 feet, but in the middle is probably about 60 feet because of the weird rise of the runway, which is quite remarkable. Very nice bit of texturing and everything else as well by Fly High. Great scenery. Taken off Goswell 5 November. There's the speed restriction on the departure for runway 35. So on the 5 November, it'll be departure turns limited to maximum 220 knots until 2 DME Yosu. So takeoff to 2 DME. Initial speed restrictions 220, but then we're going to keep the speed low for this turn because it will mean we'll have a bit of a tighter turn. We want the aeroplane to turn back round on itself and set the outbound radio 174 from Yeosu to head back. Level at 3.5 there it says actually, so with that in mind, I'm going to set that on the box. And I might just set that to 220. And if I zoom in here, you can see that that's what we've got, but I've got the nav display set to how it would have been in the old school A300, so no curved tracks, just straight lines, but the aeroplane should still fly the curved tracks anyway. We'll pop the flight directors back on again. Now we've reset the new routing. And we'll drop out of the map and into map. That's good, that's set. We've got the Squawk 5002, which is what we've already got. So that'll remain as such. I'll put mode Charlie on. Fart brake set. 255, 35, 220, -5. QNH 1017, flight directors are on. Flex 63 again. It only ever, I swear Flex only ever comes up 63 there. We'll see what happens. And that'll be a target EPA of 1.421. APU's running.
Roger, Addon, to 460.
Overhead panel looks good. I think we're there, aren't we? The seatbelt sign on, yes. Let's play the Korean Air Welcome on Board.
항공기 출발하겠습니다. Safety check. 손님 여러분, 출발을 위해 좌석 벨트를 매주시고 등받이와 테이블을 제자리로 해주십시오. 그리고 휴대전화는 비행기 항법 장비에 영향을 줄 수 있으니 지금 전원을 꺼주시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다. 皆様、当機は間もなく出発いたします。搭乗シートベルトをお締めになり、お座席と元の位置にお戻しくださいませ。また、携帯電話は飛行機
It's a really nice airport, this, and a spectacular location. Really pleased that we did this today.
Ladies and gentlemen, to prepare for departure. Please
By the way, tomorrow, for tomorrow's live stream, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head back to...
and take an interview with the aircraft navigational system. Thank you for your cooperation.
I think we're going to head back to Colombia, folks, to fly Bogota to Cartagena and then up to Tucumán, or Bogota to Tucumán, then to Cartagena. Haven't really decided where yet. We've got the new V2 from V-Pilot Scenery Designs for the marketplace. I'm not sure if there are any real-world operators that do that, though. I'm sure Ashley or someone else might be able to give us the answer. Good to see the Osprey World Cargo over there as well. If not, we just fly Osprey. We represent Osprey again. I reckon we do that. So, well, we've got all of that's good. That's all set. Park brake, seatbelt sign, no smoking sign. Where's the wheels? Brake temperature's good. If they were really hot, I'd have to keep them out a little bit for after takeoff.
For
pushback and departure.
Request QNH at Yeosu. Roger, QNH 1017, thank you for your cooperation, Gina 460.
Hardik, thanks for subscribing, mate. And there's no custom pushback GSX profile for this, unfortunately, so what we're going to have to do is just guess, but I always forget which way it is now, so it should be nose left, right? Nose left to face that way. Nose left. I think so. Usual control, Korean Air 1635, heavy stand 4, Yosu, request push start, QNH 1017. Push start approved, QNH 1016, Korean Air 1635.
Roger, QNH 1016, Gina 460, thank you.
Oh, I hope this is the right way. We're about to find out. Beacon lights on.
손님 여러분, 지금부터 여러분의 안전하고 쾌적한 여행을 위해 안내 말씀드리겠습니다.
This time I'll throw the fuel in and have a little look here at the instruments.
가지고 오신 짐은 좌석 아래와 상단에 보관하실 수 있으며 특히
He says, but I'm wildly anxious that we might push back the wrong way here.
주의해 주십시오.
The heck is going on? Oh. So this is the difference between a custom pushback. Yeah, absolute crap. I'm setting the parking brakes because you can't be trusted to push me back accurately.
비디오 카메라, CD 플레이어 및 MP3 플레이어, 비행 중 사용 가능하나 이 착륙하는 동안에는 사용하실 수 없습니다.
Grant, welcome. Says World Runway, happy with his landing in Jeju 462 though. It's a technically challenging runway, isn't it? It's quite cool. All low pressure there. Needle there should rise in a second. There it goes.
Expect Vita to Charlie arrival island on a Toulouse 35 of Gina 460.
So all pressures, quantities all look good. Engine T's and P's look good. EPAs are equal. Just letting the UGT stabilise. Continuous relights. AP bleed off, master switch off. Overhead's good. So, auto brake max, speed brake arms, power brake set, rudder 0 reset, flaps 15 to 20, THS set 0. I'm actually going to do it a little bit of a kink up here as well, because I want a bit more of a nose up attitude, because the way out looked quite flat, didn't it? So that's going to set 20 nav, froth, preset 220 -5, flex is set, cross check, continuous relight, APU's off.
Osprey 93-2, sorry, discard pushback. Could we get a 180 on stand?
That's not a thing.
Could we get a 180 degrees turn on stand instead of pushback?
객실 기압의 이상이 있을 경우 산소 마스크는 선반에서 저절로
Osprey
내려옵니다.
93-2.
마스크가 보이면 앞으로 잡아당겨 코와 입에 대시고 끈으로 머리에
On
맞게
stand
붙여
approved, Osprey 93-2.
도움이 필요한 분자가 먼저 착용하시고 도와주시기 바랍니다.
Korean and Air 1635 request taxi. Taxi, hold 0.35 via Papa Korean Air 1635.
구명복은 비행기가 바다에 내렸을 경우 사용하실 수 있고 좌석 또는 팔걸이의 아래에 있습니다. 救命胴衣はお座席の下にございます。着用するときは頭からかぶり両腕を通します。 착용하실 때는 머리 위에서부터 입으시고 양팔을 띄우며 끈을 오른쪽으로 조여주십시오.
As we know, there's no rush
붉은색 손잡이를 당기시고
because of this long ass safety demonstration.
부관을 불어주십시오.
Who's Osprey 932? You've been called 3 times now.
이상구 앞에서 탈출 직전에 부분해 주십시오.
Osprey 93-2, go ahead. Osprey 93-2, please start, please.
So there we go. Fly High's Yosu airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very nice. Very unique runway as well, actually, making it quite technically quite difficult. Just if you like a challenge.
Question 35 upwards, Chile 460.
Jeju 462's inbound.
이상 시 저희 승무원과 함께 다른 승객들의 진출을 도와주셔야 합니다. 여러분의 적극적인 협조를 부탁드립니다.
So we're going to see how accurate the takeoff performance calculations are here, because I've manually set the VAT20, but actually it's still suggesting we use flex of 63, for example. So we want to use as much of this runway as we can. It's only 2,000 meters long.
이륙 준비를 위해 좌석 등받이를 세워주시고 테이블이 제자리에 있는지 좌석 벨트를 매셨는지
The controller's gone quite crackly all of a sudden, I think. What do you guys reckon? And what do you think of the scenery from Fly High?
보다 자세한 내용은 앞좌석 등받이 속에 안내를 참고하시기 바랍니다.
Going downhill now.
저희 대한항공과 함께 즐겁고 편안한 여행 되시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다. それでは快適な空の旅をお楽しみください.
I think. Yeah, loads of character, isn't it, Ian? Unique airport indeed. That's the safety demonstration done. So we've actually managed to kind of keep our brakes are locked. Release them. That annoying MSFS pan bug thing. Looks like maybe like a authorities building there, like maybe like Korean police or something. Something there, I'm not sure. Someone local or someone from Republic of Korea, South Korea might know the answer to that. And there's the whole point. So taxiing on idle, the aeroplane's just wanted to accelerate because we're basically rolling downhill. Now he's either going to give us a line-up instruction and an immediate takeoff with one on final, or he's going to make us hold short here. Korean Air 1635, set the hold, Yosu ready for departure. Runway 35 clear for takeoff, Korean Air 1635. Okay, lights, signs. And what we'll do here is basically just, in fact I won't even need the control visualizer because the winds are fairly flat, it's quite nice. We'll just use as much of the runway as we can, but we'll keep it rolling. Flaps 20 for takeoff here. Very busy, isn't it, Grant? Super busy, compressed sectors. In the A320 or even the A220 it'd be probably actually quite nice, but in this, very, very busy. Over the centre line and tight on the turn. Don't forget we've got to go uphill as well, so we've got our work cut out here. Adds typically about 10% on. Look at that, we're even decelerating the aeroplane now, so having to use power. So I'm not going to fight the hill. Engines are good, toga. We've already got momentum, so I'm not going to stop and then try and get that momentum back, because actually this will reduce our takeoff run slightly. Speed to live, power set. $80 knots. We're at the top of the hill now, so we're going back down the hill. Oh my god, look at that! That's quite remarkable, isn't it? V1, rotate, V2. And actually it's a bit, seems like a flat departure, but it's not. Positive rate gear up. Ooh. The nav's wrong. Why would we want to go that way? $1157. Let's see. So that's taking my ability out of. Let's go heading. Yeah, that's really buggered it for me, hasn't it? Okay, now we're going to turn right. I'm going to set 090 first. Crikey. That'd have been a stunning departure.
Yes, ticket estimated time arrival on radar.
Osprey 93-2, ready for taxi.
Go to 240. Level at 3.5 as per the charts.
143 copy. Bravo Victor X-ray 9032, taxi turning point runway 35.
Taxi on point runway 17.
So I'm having to use heading mode now because the aeroplane actually wanted us to do this.
Yeah, 239 Rana
But
1413.
that's ridiculous because there's terrain literally there. So notice that. Should have really noticed that in the pre-flight planning phase, to be fair, but didn't.
Negative 1413 or earlier.
1413에 도착하냐고 물어보시는 건가요? 1413보다 빠르게 도착하는 거
earlier 일찍이요.
Break, jump control Chino 460 established, the localized runway.
Let's keep that going.
35.
460 runway 35, continue approach.
Roger, continue
I'll
approach.
just do a 15-degree angular bank to smooth it out.
Yeosu 239.
호의 진영 239을
네, 카피 해줬죠?
1413보다 early하게
Yes, that rotation, when the hill started to go downhill, we were actually finding that we were 2, 3, 5.
Yeosu 239, if unable, advise for me.
235. That's what we want. 3,500.
만약에 안 되실 경우에는 보고하라는 말씀입니다.
That's all on.
904 declare direct Rana.
That's good. Set that. Flaps are up. Auto brake disarm.
Penny 904 inch.
Go ahead, 904.
Declare direct Rana.
Direct Lana, sorry about that. 904.
There's the airport.
Rana 531, turn right heading 110.
110, 531.
We've got someone right here on final. There they are.
Lufthansa 220, contact tower approach 119.75.
contact tower approach 119.75, 수고하셨습니다. Lufthansa 220.
Victor Victory 932, are you ready?
Osprey 93-2, affirm.
932, wind calm, runway 35, 1040 close.
Clear for takeoff runway 17, Osprey 93.
D174G.
Yeah, for Victor, expect terrain landing clearance.
Roger, expect late
Set.
landing clearance. Chino 460.
Nav.
Lima A10 Lima, descend via total to
Says
Papa
him.
arrival, descend to 1000, cancel level extension.
Roger, that's via Papa Run.
Let's go back to level change. Get climbing.
Korean 531, turn right heading 150.
That's quite a cool departure as well.
Japan 904, say your expect time of arrival on Lana.
For Japan 904.
Japan 904, request to ETA of Lana, Lima Alpha November Alpha 10.
There's the Jinair on final.
We'll get back to you in about 1 second here.
Really cool. Get him in a little screenshot. There he is, down there. Blending in.
904, I would be 09580.
Wow.
Let's go back to Prof. And we can't go above 8.
Japan 904, say again, here Lana.
0958 Zulu time, Japan 904.
Confirm 1958 Zulu.
0958 Zulu.
Japan 904, this time 1258 Zulu, this time 1258 Zulu. I say again, it can time of arrival of Lana.
One more click for the landing elevation.
Wait, Lana.
A5.
It's gonna be 0958 Zulu time.
Japan 904.
I don't know what's happening on frequency. Someone not listening to the question. RKPC Tower 1825, they're still there, nice. So ATIS, what have we got here? Information Delta, runway 7. Expect ILS Zulu runway 7 approach. Departure frequency of 283325. High intensity runway operations in force. Minimum runway occupancy time required after landing contact Jeju ground when turning to the rapid exit taxiway to vacate the runway. Do not stop on the rapid exit taxiway. Turn on the transponder and set mode Charlie upon engine start.
Touchdown run on the runway 35, 460.
Yeah, basically he's set a different sim time, but failed to put like a reminder somewhere as to how many hours he's offset. So the controller is working in real time, yet that pilot was using whatever time was in his sim, which makes no sense to the controller. Because you can't sequence anybody based on pretend times, only live real time. It's a long time to be sat at 8,000, isn't it? But the charts say that, and we've not been given any further. So we did the manual right turn because the nav wanted to go left on the red line, which is really stupid. So we've manually done it ourselves, round on a right turn, away from the terrain, not into the terrain. Level at 3.5, passed over the sort of corner of the airfield before heading southbound, offset to the approach before then climbing up to 8,000 where we've been level to Gosbo. If ATC wasn't online at this point, we would have followed the real kind of instructions and gone direct to the next waypoint in line with what the real aircraft has done, but look at that, how short that flight is. So up Gos, actually we could be at 16,000 at up Gos, that's fine. That's it actually, yeah. So if I offset the time in the sim like I've done now, what I do is I will offset it precisely to the hour. So 15:03 at the minute. Bear in mind, in fairness, I fiddled a little bit with it. So 15:03. That's gonna get too dark. So I've wound the time back quite a few hours. It's 9:33 GMT. So I've got to add an extra 30 minutes. Short routes like this, I don't need to worry about on time and when I'm going to reach certain waypoints at certain times and things. 387.
혹시 현재 지금 족구 엘레브 문제 있어가지고요. 족구 헤딩만.
We go 390. 16.
That's right. You mean what's out?
That's Prof.
1635, class level 160, cancel level restriction.
Wilco, cancel level restriction, climb flight level 160, Korean Air 1635. Up we go. It won't take us very long to get to top of climb. He got stepped over there. And hopefully we arrive at Jeju, if I've set this right. 4. God, whoever that is, they've really got to listen to the ATC. Devon, welcome. Yeah, really good. Did you notice they improved the sound set with the Pratt Whitney variant? Yeah, massively. It's much better. It sounds great as well, doesn't it? Sounds really good. Who's Osprey 932, whoever it was that was flying behind? Because I think he's just missed another request by ATC. I can't remember what it was because I was talking over him. Oh, look at that! It's very nice. Crazy, isn't it? This is this isn't a sim, is it? And there is Jeju. Look at that, shrouded in sea fog.
725, say your lock number.
Oop.
725 for spacing, reduce Mach 57 for...
Straight beacon, lights, it's all fine.
725, Lana 1414 later.
I find that the overhead lighting is really dim now in this as well. I don't know if it was before.
Osprey 932.
Bit late now. Standard pressure. It's only a slight improvement to the sunset at this point in the altitude as we start to climb up. I'm actually saying there that they haven't changed that in the CF6 engine variant though. It's still pretty low. Right, so we've got RKPC Tower 1825. That's already pre-tuned ready based on our last sector. Top of climb is there, and then in the blue, and then 20 miles later, top of descent.
1635.
Go ahead, Korean 1635.
1635, expect to course of Papa arrival for IDS2 load on XL approach.
Roger, expect a Abgos 1 Papa arrival ILS Zulu 07 approach, Korean Air 1635. So that's what we've already planned for, so because it's accurate, we've taken all of our kind of stress away from us. It's already in the box, and we've already checked the data, so that's pretty good. Just have a quick look through again.
Osprey 932 with you.
Victor X-ray 932, channels, go ahead. Victor X-ray 932, thank you, with the normal speed.
Zoom, normal speed.
Osprey 932, unreadable.
Victor X-ray 903 to resume normal speed, thank you.
Reduce speed, Osprey
No.
932.
Resume. Resume normal speed. As in, it's basically a polite way of saying you need to speed up. You're flying too slow. So at Jeju, you can see there, little island nation, or a little island kind of enclave rather, of the Republic of Korea. We run the METAR command in the live chat. We should get our weather for us, but if I give you guys the ATIS on the screen, look at that for a view. RKPC. This is what we're flying towards. So, info Delta 13Z, winds 020 at 2 knots, 6,000 meters visibility, 15 degrees Celsius, QNH 1016, expect ILS Zulu 7 approach. The rest of it's pretty irrelevant, but high intensity runway ops in force, so basically spend as little time on the runway as we can, locate the rapid exit taxiway and vacate there, basically. And we keep squawking mode Charlie until the engines are shut down. But look, I mean, that looks so fantastic, doesn't it? The way that that's kind of just sat floating over the island. It's that's quite remarkable. And it should be for a very nice approach. So landing wise,
engine control, Gina 460 parking
07.
2 engine shutdown. Thank you for your IT service. 감사합니다.
Gina 460, 감사합니다.
that's how we down. What have we got? Estimated landing weight 1899. I'll add a little bit on there. So it depends really what we get. The long runway actually, 3,180, so we'll do low auto brake. Let's select that. Almost at top of descent, 10 miles to go. 16,175, resync the heading. That's incredible, look at that.
Control, speaker, level 210 now. Passing flag, passing 2,500 feet to
Little screenshot. That's insane.
Control, good evening. Airplane 751, flight level 250, request flight level 410.
Ian, no worries, buddy. Have a good night. I know it's super late for you guys.
Ground flight level 410, airplane 751.
Yeah, so I don't want to Lana 1.16 earlier.
So I'll be requesting descent shortly unless we get given it by the controller. Upgos 1 Papa, we've got to be out above 10,000. Mamba with a hold at 9. So as long as we're at 9,000 by that waypoint there in 40 nautical miles, we're on profile ultimately. Plenty of time. I mean that's quite something, isn't it? Because you've seen that in real... descend 7,000, cancel restrictions, Korean Air 1635. Okay, so now he's basically saying ignore the SIDS.
Bravo Victor X-ray 932, descend via course 1 Papa arrival, descend, maintain 1,000.
Maintain 1,000 and the episode 1 Papa arrival, Australia City.
Sabina 904, monitoring call 1 to the nation. Action, Sabina 904, contact Tokyo Control 10.5.
What is your decimal file of your Sabina 904?
So already in the descent.
손님 여러분, 우리 비행기는 곧
Seatbelt signs through the 10.
좌석 등받이와
Yes,
벨트
control, I want to balance weather, radio train trader with it.
QNH, oh, what was it? 1016.
Yes, control, I want to balance weather, radio train trader with it.
Meet in the middle. Box on cruise, elevation set. Box has got the data, that's all set. Final approach mode is ready to go. Park brakes off. I'm hoping we get some vectors, like the real jet. Flight pilot orders.
Return your seat and tray table to the upright position and open your window shade. Also, please discontinue the use of electronic devices until the aircraft.
So what I quite like about this VATSIM kind of thing is we are flying around the world, somewhere fairly different, and we've got to think about accents and all that sort of stuff as well. Stepping in a little closer now. PC721. He said cancel the restrictions, so we don't need to worry about being at or above 13,000 at PC722. Because he's told us we can bust that basically. That does look insanely good, doesn't it? James, hello, saying currently having to download the entirety of Microsoft Flight Simulator. My goodness, what went wrong for your install then? Get rid of the music. Speed's trickling down towards 250, so we should be on target in time for 10. at 250 knots. At TCAS there, somebody towards, climbing above.
It's about header, direct to Soto, extend, Beijing, flight level 130.
Bit far away still, so can't see them. Jeju looks fantastic. Shame about the Samsung scenery being so rubbish. The apron and the runway looks nice.
135, Yumin, descent to 4,000.
Direct Yumin, descent 4000, Korean Air 1635. 4000, direct. Yumin, insert, nav modes, the active, round we go. So massive shortcut.
912, now Tokyo control offline, reach the equal 1.
감사합니다. 수고하십시오. 여기서 내놓기.
Okay, now we're being kind of routed in towards the island a little bit better. Need to make sure we're at Yumin at 4000. We'll be level just before that, so that's good. Happy with that. So we've got a good rate of descent. We've still got the ability to decelerate if we need to, because we will at some point as we get closer have to decelerate. Decision sight set, max with the auto brake set to low. Yeah, the Fly2 version at Jeju, it does look a hell of a lot better than the one that I've downloaded. TCAS, Ed, hello to you. Traffic Collision Avoidance System is what it stands for.
Thank you for preparation. Reach the equal 1 way.
So we've got Tower 11825 once again, which will be given shortly. And that QNH was 1016, wasn't it? Nice 15 degrees Celsius. There's just a speckle of light there through that haze, through that sea fog that's sitting over Jeju Island at the moment.
Airplane 751,
Airplane 751, go ahead.
So what he's given us here is direct to Yumin from PC722 to where this little icon is, straight through to Yumin. Cleared ILS Zulu's 07 approach at Korean Air 1635. So actually what it does mean is when we get to Yumin, we've got a bit of a tight turn to get back towards the ILS for us. Thankfully we've got 5 miles at Yumin to turn 126. From there 066 degrees inbound. We've got the ILS set, so just going to double check that. 1099.066 and 2900 at Limso. But we're cleared for the ILS, that's good. Come on, you've got to listen, Flight Sim pilot, if you're flying along. He's giving you headings. We've got to make sure that we are able to kind of respond promptly to ATC. Was it heading 230, wasn't it? Folks in the chat, you might have heard it better than I have. Let's resync the heading.
Control, Jeju 602, request for the climb.
Senior 602, 9000 for final.
Got to be around this down to about 1,000 foot per minute now, and it should have us About 800 foot per minute should be quite nice. We're now kind of descending into that haze, that fog.
Jeju 602.
Jeju 602, 9,000 all the way.
Copy, cruising at 9,000 feet, Jeju 609.
Jeju 602, cancel speed restriction below 100,000.
Look at that.
Restriction cancelled, Jeju 602.
From Victoria Train 903 to Incheon.
I'm trying to get hold of him as well, sorry about that.
Okay. From Victoria Train 903 to, if you hear me, descend to 7,000.
Confirm Chinese Fly2 descend to 7,000.
Negative Bravo Victor X-ray 932, Bravo Victor X-ray 932, descend to 7,000.
VATSIM pilot, where are you? My goodness. You've got to, if you're flying along, you've got to monitor comms. So on these short sectors, you can't even step away for the toilet. Really, because of how crazy it all is. They're too short, these sectors, and they're too busy. That sounds like you've got AI pilot switched on. Flight sim pilot, and they're changing your radio stack. He's told you to descend 7,000.
Zero 602, expect to Gwangju using your lane 04 right.
Expect runway 04 right at Gwangju, Jeju 602.
Now I've distracted myself here. Hold on, this is going to be rather compressed and rather fast. Let's hope we slow down quick enough here. What have we got? So below 250, let's get slat 15 out. Increase that drag.
903 to Incheon.
Look at that. That's stunning.
Australia 932, sorry about that. I think AI pilot has a problem with my radio stack. It keeps on changing itself, but we have it sorted now. Here we are.
From Victor X-ray 903 to HOK, descend to 7,000, fly heading 240.
06789.
7,000, Osprey 932.
In for the ILS.
And Interior Control, possible to advise arrival clearance for Jeju 602.
At Limso, 330 degrees VL. Wow, this is absolutely spectacular. I forgot the landing lights as well because I was trying to solve another issue. Nav, light signs, continuous relight. Lockstar. Missed the glide almost. Let's go to into the descent here, see if it takes it.
And Interior Control, possible to request IS approach runway 04 for Jeju 602.
Let's go gear down.
Expect the IS to run HF right.
Copy the IS approach runway 04 right.
That's really compressed me now. I think I might have buggered this. We'll see if we can retrieve it. That is insane. Look at that. Really nice.
Dead.
Oh, this has really buggered it now. Yeah, I've screwed that up.
129er, flying heading 020.
Let's see if I can solve this.
Today, 5129er, heading 200 and confirm dead. Turn left heading 20 and descend 9er bound. Today, 5129.
Let's get rid of the flight director. Full flap. 135.
Korean 1635, contact Jeju Tower, 118.1.
Contact tower on 11825, Korean Air 1635. Thanks for the ATC, have a good night.
Good night. Hold on, present position and recovery very protected again.
Jesus.
I don't want to be hold position and report when the fuel captures near A300.
So we'll manually fly it. At least you fixed it, Flight Sim Pilot. Thanks for getting that sorted out. And to be fair, yeah, the controller there was fantastic through all of that. Didn't get angry, didn't get frustrated, none of that. Just waited, which is rather nice. Jeju Tower, good evening. Korean Air 1635 Heavies on final approach 3 miles. Flying visual for an ILS failure.
Korean Air 1635, Jeju Tower, good evening. Confirm runway right now.
A-firm, runway in sight, Korean Air 1635.
Korean Air 1635, resident, runway 7, wind 0606, clear flight.
Clear land runway 7, Korean Air 1635. Almost let the speed drop a little bit there on me. We've got it back. So because the ILS failed to capture, that's because we kind of descended, we were compressing our speed and everything else, the aeroplane was ahead of us in that instance. So because of that, we've ended up chasing ourselves a little bit, which is fine. We had the height and the time available to recover it, and in this case we've sorted that out just in time for the approach. I can't help but think there's maybe like some wind or something going on that's giving us, yeah it is, it's kind of pushing the nose up and keeping us a bit of a float. Okay, we got it, here we go. Looking ahead. Touchdown. Letting the nose gently come down and decelerating on the reverse. So there's a bit of an assault approach there. We made it work. Manual brakes. Let's get rid of the reverse thrust as well. "50 knots to vacate the high speed exit, Papa 6. Yeah, that was tough there. A lot of stuff going on and it was all compressing my approach. It was on the verge of me either going missed approach or trying to recover it first. So we had the height and the time to recover it, so we did. Okay, touchdown, let's go. So speed brake retracted, flaps to 0. 263 foot per minute. Slightly left of the touchdown zone. And Korean Air 1635 is vacated on Papa.
Korean Air 1635, heavy, welcome to Yeosu. Can see the Golf 2, Romeo, then get a bridge choice.
Taxi Golf 2, Romeo, get a choice for Korean Air 1635 Heavy. Thanks to the ATC. Ashley says, you can see why Jeju is a popular tourist destination, that's for sure. Also, Seoul to Jeju is the busiest city pairing in the world by a long shot with 240 daily flights. My goodness, that's insane. That's a crazy amount of flights. Let's go for gate 13. Korean. Oops. That's an incredible fact. 240 flights between Seoul and Jeju every single day. And that's what it's what, an hour and 30 each sector. That's done 13. Taxi lights off. Still waiting for the APU. 13, unlucky for some. Let's turn on in.
안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 손님 여러분의 안전을 위해 비행기가 완전히 멈춘 후 좌석 벨트 표시등이 꺼질 때까지 자리에 앉아
Oh, that's the old MSFS brake bug again.
선반을 여실 때는 안에 있는 물건이 떨어질 수 있으니 조심해 주시고 잊으신 물건이 없는지 내리시기 전에 다시 한번 확인하시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다. ご案内いたします。飛行機が完成に停止。
Okay, nice one.
今しばらくお座席にてお待ちくださいませ。
Tiny bit left, there we go, centre the tiller. Follow the chap with the sticks.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain seated until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Also, please be careful when opening the overhead bins as the contents may fall out. Please remember to take all of your belongings with you when you leave the airplane. Thank you. Cabin crew, safety check.
Brakes. Let's get all that off. Lovely job. There goes the fire service, the water ferries, and we can do disembarking. So GSX deboarding. Ashley says there's basically a flight taking off from Seoul Gimpo every single 5 minutes to Jeju. It's basically a bus service. My goodness.
Also, engineer A300, you're ready for taxi.
Okay, so chocks toggled.
Engineer A300, continue taxi.
There we go. So this is Samsung 3D's Jeju airport scenery. It's not that impressive, to be honest. I wish I didn't. This is one that I have purchased. I wish I didn't. Might compare it against the Fly High one in the near future, but this is it, right, folks. Jeju to Yosu and back in the iniBuilds A300-600R, powered by Pratt Whitneys. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's flight. Keep an eye out on the channel. With tomorrow, we'll probably fly Osprey Airways, maybe the Phoenix A320 or something similar for a flight out of Bogota in Colombia, across to Cartagena in the north tip of the kind of coastal region of Colombia, and then further up to Tucumán on VATSIM. So join us for that tomorrow. Hit like, hit subscribe before we head off. Hope you've enjoyed today's live stream and enjoy what's left of the weekend. Massive thanks to our air traffic controllers and everyone who flew along as well for the ride too today. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you same time tomorrow. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.